enough to cross, enough to last till the end of time. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. It's the only thing that there's just too little of. What the world needs now is love, sweet love. No, not just for some, but for everyone. Lord, we don't need another. It seems April has become a month of bromance around the world with our major political leaders. And that is exactly what we need more of on this planet. You know, April is often the month where we can see more violent activities because Mars is often in rule in the month of April. So it can be a tempestuous month. But this month we have seen both the North and South Korea's Kim Jong-un and South Korea's Moon Jae-in and America's President Trump and France's President Macron all coming together with collaborative communication to try and resolve some of the issues of war and tempestuousness on our planet. It is truly one of the most remarkable periods in the history, in our modern history that we're alive in. I mean, I'm not sure about the rest of you, but I am over the moon, pardon the pun, about this communication that North and South Korea are having. I am sure all of the Koreans on the planet, both North and South, will be equally as ecstatic and euphoric and happy to see the two countries communicating again. You know, nothing can be resolved without communication, and this is the starting point. Of course, there's a lot of negativity in the press still saying it'll fall to bits and that Kim Jong-un has been renowned over the past to backtrack on any contracts he makes, and that's a possibility. But this has never happened before. We have never seen this communication or agreement or reciprocation or love between the people or the parties or the countries. So this is a huge step forward, no matter what the eventual outcome. I'm hoping that it continues to roll forward in the guise of positivity and peacemaking and forgiveness and tolerance and understanding. You know, as a person myself who wants to see global peace more than anything on the planet, these are the hallmarks and the trademarks and the stepping stones of seeing these events occur. So the more we see images like this and the more we all put out the positive feelings towards it, then we have a much better chance of having it be taken to the next steps and for it to come to fruition, for there to be more peace on our planet, for our citizens to be safe and not under the threat of toxic bombing from nuclear arsenal weapons. In my 2018 prediction for the year, for the global predictions, which I uploaded in March of 2017, so a year ago, I predicted that North Korea would be undergoing a karmic change, that there would be massive change for North Korea and that it would eventuate in its success and moving forward in positivity. And I also announced that China would no longer have the same relationship that it currently did with North Korea back in 2017. So we have seen all of these things come to fruition already in the first part of 2018. And as I say, where it goes, nobody knows yet, but we can all focus on a positive outcome for this, for a harmony and a balancing of the relationships as they move forward. The Nine of Cups and the reversed Eight of Cups. And in the side deck they received the Fortune card. Now, interestingly enough, Kim Jong-un, he received personally the 10 of Wands, the 4 of Pentacles, the 5 of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. So the word fortune has been highlighted twice in North Korea's reading. So there's something here coming for North Korea about end of cycles and change, and it's very karmic. It's almost the same as I said earlier in the reading about Earth, planet Earth having cycles. North Korea is making a change and going through cycles. It will lead them to be in a slightly more positive position, and I think this is just the beginning of change for them. Kim Jong-un is under stress, bodily stress, financial stress and emotional. Even though he doesn't seem old enough for that, he's relatively young, I must admit, but again, he's another global leader whose health is not particularly stable. If he doesn't have a heart attack, there could be something wrong with his heart health. There's a possibility that he also has issues with 3 other family members, or there are attacks on family members, or something happens to them. They are on the cusp of karmic cyclic change, so whether or not it is actually Kim Jong-un that either is defeated one way or another or removed from power, we will have to wait and see. But he needs to either be the one that's going to make, like, disappearing for the big change to come, or he needs to be disabled for the change to be made for North Korea. And their supporting power, which was China, will not support them the same anymore. Now that was another thing with China, with some of the changes that we see coming with them. They will back away from the North Korea alliance, which leaves North Korea very much out on a limb and in a more dangerous position, especially with finances and their trade as well. I personally feel that Donald Trump does have a part to play in these changes that have come about, and I know a lot of the press and associated media outlets are not acknowledging that particular perspective, but I think it has been his determination to put more restraints on North Korea and to have a meeting himself with Kim Jong-un that has perhaps helped collaborate these events to take place. Nothing happens by coincidence and nothing happens without communication. So I think the meeting between President Trump and Kim Jong-un is to occur in the next 2 or 3 weeks, and let's hope that we see as positive an outcome as we have seen here with the 2 Koreas presidents' meetings. So yeah, it's been a month of bromance and great celebration and the uniting energy of love around the planet, and there is nothing better than that. However temporary even it may be, we all hope for this to be long-ranging, but to see this, the 2 of these leaders with such joy and happiness on their faces, has been a truly wonderful feeling. I feel great happiness when I look at this, because it bodes for happiness for so many people around the planet. It really does. So it's a great gesture and a great start for world peace, more so than there has been in the last 70 odd years. Remembering too that all things can be addressed or moved forward with communication, mediation, and that things come in waves. Nothing is static, nothing remains the same in life. Everything is always moving and change is always possible. So to never ever give up hope. And this is at the global level, the country level, the political levels, and your own personal level as well. There is always hope and change is always possible. Much love. Namaste.